Alright, so this is the deck tech for the deck I call Dimir cards. So there's a lot of different variations of Dimir midrange and Dimir control floating around. This is my take on it. I played one league beforehand, before I played this league, and I made a few small changes to my list. I'm playing 4 Factor Fiction, 4 Frantic Inventory as my sort of draw engine. I've got Bad River to fetch up Mystic Sanctuaries to loop my Factor Fictions. That's our late game. Win cons is Lochmere Serpents, which are pretty strong. We have 2 main deck sweepers, 2 main deck Consume the Meeks. These are dead in matchups. In some matchups, it's just a concession you have to make when you play a deck like this, I think. There's enough aggro that I think you need this. And just in matchups where it's dead, you just suck it up. Hostage Shaker, similar thing, but at least it can take artifacts, so it's relevant in some matchups. I have just Davriels in the main. I don't know if they're any good, but it's kind of the opposite. So in matchups where a lot of times, like control mirrors where you're holding up spells, this Davriel can be pretty good. It's also pretty good in like random sweepers and stuff. Like, I mean, talking about like Wildfire and things like that, where this guy just sticks around and can be a little bit of a clock. It's built in 3 for 1. You know, it's like an okay card. I don't know. I was thinking about playing something like Hypnotic Spectre or something. I just wanted something a little bit more resilient, so I went with the Planeswalker. For Neutralize, I've seen a lot of people playing Forbid. Forbid might be better. I think Forbid's kind of a win more card, I guess. If you're buying back Forbid, you're already so far up in card advantage, I think, that you've already won the game. And I like the flexibility of having this cycling. I think this card's very good in general. It could be worse than Forbid. I'm not, buyback's pretty broken, but I haven't had too many games come up where I'm like, oh, I wish I had Forbid instead of Neutralize, but definitely it's something to keep in mind. Couple of mana leaks. The earlier draft didn't have this Heartless Act, but I wanted more early removal. I think Heartless Act's like okay. It could be Ultimate Price. It could be a 1/1 split with Ultimate Price, whatever. 4 Drown in the Lock. This card's obviously very strong because it's modal. Sometimes it's not turned on and it sucks, but obviously a split Doomblade counterspell is pretty strong, so you pay some for that. Discard speed of 4th auto ratio to Duress. It's pretty standard-ish, I guess. We don't have too many 1-drops. Duress is like filler. You can play it, you cannot. I don't really. Strong opinion. 1 Cling to Dust. It's a little bit like a late game draw engine with random splash 8 for graveyard stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else in the main deck. Sideboard, I've got another Cling to Dusk. I've got more Sweepers and Cry of the Canarium, which is okay. I'm not sure how I feel about it. 2 Memoricides. Also not too sure how I feel about those. The sideboard plan, I wanted to have at least 6 cards I could bring in against non-creature decks, because I have 6 cards that are good against creature decks, and the 2 Consume, 2 Hostage Taker, 2 Heartless Act. So against creature decks you kind of cut, or non-creature decks, I mean, where all your removal is kind of dead, you can cut these 6 cards and bring in these 6 cards. Murklurker is just a source of life gain against, really aggro decks. So yeah, that's the deck. Let's get to some matches.